So what do you mean by cloud computing? Instead of storing everything in the local hard drive, so we are going to store data. We are going to store and retrieve data over the internet. So this is what is called as cloud computing. So instead of, for example, wherever we have large volumes of data. So what do you mean by cloud architecture? We are going to store and retrieve data over the internet instead of the local hard drive. Clear with this? So this is what is called as cloud computing concepts. For example, you can consider in websites many online transactions are happening. For example, in e-commerce industry, so wherever we have huge volumes of data, so millions of transactions are happening each and every day. You can consider e-commerce. Link stop panta. So basically, what do you mean by cloud computing? So computing is any activity it uses computer to control, process and communicate information. Whereas cloud computing, it means storing and accessing data over the internet instead of the local hard drive. Clear with this? So this is what is called as cloud computing. So instead of storing everything, so we can have a cloud architecture. So we are going to employ cloud storage. Instead of storing and retrieving data from the local hard drive, everything will be stored securely in the cloud. This is what is called as cloud computing. So where we can employ this type of cloud computing architecture or cloud computing network, so wherever we have huge volumes of data. So many online transactions, you can consider any kind of e-commerce website, Amazon, Flipkart. So wherever we have huge volumes of data, we are going to collect the data, analyze the data, and we are going to come up with some important prediction result. What is going to happen in the future? This is what is called as cloud computing. So what that is instead of storing, so we have huge volume of data. For example, you can consider some banking transactions or you can consider hospital management system. So wherever you have some huge volumes of data, the world is evolving around data. So instead of storing them on the local hard drive, everything can be stored securely over the cloud architecture. So all these are the different examples of cloud computing. The first one is the Google Drive. The second one is the Apple iCloud, Dropbox, Slack, Host and then global scale. So all these are the different examples of cloud computing. So what do you mean by this Google Drive? So it is a cloud computing service with all the storage online. So within an organization, you can consider a small organization. So whenever I want to share something within a smaller unit, smaller organization, Google Documents, Sheets, Slides. So you can consider any cloud productivity apps. So it is not only available on desktop, but it is also available in other devices like laptops and cell phones. So Google Drive. And Apple iCloud, it is mainly used for online storage, backup and synchronization of mail, contacts, calendar. So all these are some of the examples of cloud computing. Google Drive, Apple iCloud, Dropbox. Clear with this? So what do you mean by this Dropbox? So it is a simple and efficient storage feature for years. And Slack, it is considered cloud computing if you have a group of people with separate devices. So all these are the different examples of cloud computing. And benefits. So what are all the benefits? So far I just gave an introduction to cloud computing concept. What do you mean by cloud computing? So next I am going to discuss with you about the benefits of cloud computing. So what are all the important advantages or benefits of cloud computing? So why we have to go for this kind of cloud storage? Instead of storing them in the local hard drive, so why we have to go for this kind of cloud storage? So what are all the important benefits of going for this cloud computing? The first one is the cost benefit. So with cloud computing techniques, hardware and software costs can be reduced. So this is one important advantage or benefit of going for cloud computing. So instead of storing them in the local hard drive, the cost of electricity for power and cooling can be reduced. And second one is the global scale. So the benefits of cloud computing, they include the ability to scale elastically. So we need to provide the correct amount of IT resources, storage, bandwidth, and performance. So performance, they are regularly upgraded to the fast and efficient computing hardware. It offers several benefits over a single corporate data center. And security. So all these are the different benefits of going for cloud computing. So many cloud providers, they provide a broad set of policies. And speed. So most cloud computing services, they provide self-service. So all these are the different benefits of going for this cloud computing. So why we have to go for this technology? So what is the use of, so we can store everything in the cloud local storage. So why we have to store them in the global storage or cloud storage? So all these are the important. So the first one is the public cloud. It is a classic cloud computing model. The users can access a large pool of computing power over the internet. So infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, or software as a service. So this is what is called as public cloud. So one of the main benefits here is to rapidly scale a service. That is the main advantage of going for this public cloud. So they share out between a large amount of customers, multi-tenant architecture. So all these are the different types of cloud computing models. So based on my requirement, I can use any of these cloud computing models. The first one is the public cloud. The second type of cloud computing model is the private cloud. So what do you mean by this private cloud? So they can build their infrastructure in a way that they want. So they give developers access to a pool of computing power that scales on demand without putting security at risk. So all these are the different types of cloud computing models. So what do you mean by a public cloud? So what do you mean by a private cloud? And there is one more type of cloud computing service. It is called as a hybrid cloud. So few companies, they will have the scale of AWS, Amazon Web Services. It means they will not be able to create the same economies of scale. So private cloud, if I want a cloud computing service within a smaller unit, for example within a company, if I want to circulate some files, if I want to store them in the global storage, I can go for this private cloud. And the third type of cloud computing model is the hybrid cloud. So it is a mixture of private and public cloud. So all these are the different types of cloud computing models. Clear with this? So what are the different types of cloud computing models? So I just gave an introduction to cloud computing. What do you mean by cloud computing? And what are all the important benefits and advantages, application and advantages of cloud computing? So next I am going to discuss with you about some applications of cloud computing. So what are all the different applications of cloud computing? So the first one is storing file online. If I want to store and access file with the help of internet connection, so I can do so. So all these are the different applications of cloud computing. And video making and editing software. So there can be many softwares available. It can be accessed with the help of cloud. Here with this and file converters. So if I want to change the format of files from one format to another, say for example from HTML to PDF. So all these are the different applications of cloud computing. An antivirus application. So there is a software, it is stored in the cloud, and from there they fix the system. So all these are the different applications of cloud computing models. So next I just gave an introduction to cloud computing and what are all the different types of cloud computing. So next I am going to discuss with you about some applications. So what are all the different types of applications that can be developed using this cloud concept. Let me just illustrate a small application. So public auditing concept. So what is the main objective of this public auditing concept? So we are going to propose a novel privacy preserving mechanism that supports public auditing on shared data stored in the cloud. So what we are going to do in this project? So public auditing concept. So what we are going to do in this project? So there is a need to develop an effective public auditing protocol. It overcomes the limitation of the existing auditing scheme. So whatever is the auditing scheme, it overcomes the limitation of the existing auditing scheme. So the proposed system is developed to verify the correctness of cloud data by third-party auditor. Say for example, whenever a person he is going to upload something over the cloud. For example, he is going to upload a file over the cloud. So he is going to, whenever he is going to upload something over the cloud, it is protected by strong cryptographic techniques like AES encryption, advanced encryption standard. So there will be a third party auditor. He can verify the correctness of data stored in the cloud without retrieving them. So in this way, while we are going to go for this public auditing concept, it maintains the storage correctness of data, integrity and confidentiality of stored data. So I am giving a brief overview of this project. So public auditing concept. So all these are the different types of concepts, different types that can be implemented using this cloud computing technology. So the proposed scheme, it consists of three basic entities. Basically the proposed system contains some three basic entities. So they are the data owner, cloud server storage and the third party auditor. So currently in the existing system, what is happening? So the existing mechanism, they are providing a significant privacy issue. So they have employed in order to prevent the leakage of data, in order to prevent the identity to third party auditors. So they have employed various data mining techniques so that they can be stored securely in the cloud architecture. So what is the disadvantage of my existing system? The cryptographic, using the traditional cryptographic techniques, the data robustness is lost. So some of the data can be lost to outside users or third party auditors. So they do not perform multiple auditing tasks. So whenever I have some huge volumes of data, so they do not perform some multiple auditing tasks. In order to overcome the disadvantage of my existing system, I am coming for this proposed system. So what happens in this proposed system? So what is the disadvantage of my existing system? So why I have to come for this proposed system? So in order to overcome the disadvantage of my existing system, I am coming for this proposed system. So what happens in this proposed system? So we are going to utilize ring signatures in order to construct some homomorphism authenticators. So the public verifier, he is able to audit the shared data integrity without retrieving the entire data. So each and every time whenever a user he is going to put some block of file, it will be encrypted and it will be stored securely in the cloud architecture. So ring signatures are being employed in order to protect the confidentiality of the person, whoever is storing the data over the cloud. So this is what we are going to do in this. So whenever the person he is going to store some data over the cloud, it is encrypted by using strong cryptographic techniques like AES algorithm. So whenever the user he wants to decrypt, so there will be a public auditor. So what is the role of an auditor, public auditor? So whenever you consider any factory or some other site, so what is the role of an auditor? He can verify the correctness of data stored in the cloud architecture without retrieving them. So what is the advantage of my proposed system? So they can perform some multiple auditing tasks simultaneously or batch auditing, whatever you call. So as the volume of data is going to increase, they can perform some multiple auditing tasks simultaneously. And they improve the efficiency of verification for multiple auditing tasks. And high security, data confidentiality and integrity of data stored in the cloud is protected. High security for file sharing. So all these are the advantages of my proposed system. So whenever you consider the system architecture, so all these are the different blocks that are present in the system architecture. So there will be a user block. So whenever the user he is going to come in, there will be a third party auditor. So he can upload or download the files. You can see here. So whenever he want to store the files over the cloud, so he is going to upload or download the files. So whenever he is going to upload the file, so it can be protected by using AES encryption, advanced encryption standard. So everything is stored securely in the cloud architecture, cloud server. And there will be a third party auditor. He can verify the correctness of data stored in the cloud without retrieving them. Clear with this? So this is how the message flow goes like this. So all these are the different blocks that are involved in the system architecture. So whenever he is downloading the files, it can be decrypted and he is going to retrieve and view the files. So this public auditing concept, it contains these 4 modules. The first one is the user registration module. The second one is a public auditing. So there will be a public auditor. He can verify the correctness of files stored in the cloud storage without retrieving them. And sharing data. So all these are the different modules that are involved in this project. Sharing data and integrity checking. So what are all the different hardware and software requirements that are essential to do this project? So everything is developed using the Java language. So we are going to do this project by employing this Java language. So we require JDK 1.7 or higher versions of JDK. And we require Windows 7 32-bit operating system and MySQL server. So in order to save anything, we require this MySQL server, and everything is developed in the NetBeans IDE. So all these are the different software requirements. And hardware requirements, we require 1 GB RAM memory capacity, 80 GB hard disk, about 2 gigahertz processor and a data card. So all these are the different hardware and software requirements that are essential to do this project. So let me just show you a simple implementation of this project. So let me just show you a simple implementation. So this is the public auditing. So whatever is the coding part, and inside, so for example, what are all the different elements or tags that are present. So everything will be present inside my admin links.jsp. So I have an HTML tag, and inside this HTML there is a head tag. So inside my head tag I am just coming inside, and whatever is the title, so I need to give the corresponding title here. So I am giving the title as JSP page, and background, so whatever is the image I want to fill, so I am giving the background as .jpeg image. So what are all the different types of tags? If I want to use some table tag, so I am just using this table tag, and inside this I am creating a table row tr tag, and I am coming for this td tag, table data. So whatever is the font size, so font size equal to within double quotes I am giving here as 100, and face, there is a parameter called face parameter. So I am giving the corresponding text here. Choose your required links here. So there is a starting table tag and a ending table tag. So inside this I am coming user registration form, data creator registration form. So I am providing the reference to the corresponding .jsp files, data owner registration, user revocation.jsp. Clear with this? So all my front-end pages .jsp files will be created inside this web pages folder. And I have an admin login.jsp. So inside this, whatever the admin persons are going to do, so everything is present inside my admin login.jsp. And I have a auditor login.jsp. So all these are the different .jsp files. So whichever JSP files I want to, so you can see here. So inside my HTML, so I have all these .jsp files. So what are all the different types of tags? Whenever an admin person he want to view something, so he can go to this admin login.jsp. And there will be a data owner login.jsp. Clear with this? So all these are the different .jsp files. And I have a user registration.jsp, login.jsp, user revocation.jsp. Clear with this? Data owner registration.jsp. So you can see here, so under my sign up form, sign up icon, so all my .jsp files are defined here. So inside my body tag, so I have a div tag. So whatever is the div, so whenever the user wants to sign up, data owner registration servlet, so to whichever servlet he wants to go, I am giving the corresponding action parameter. So action equal to within double quotes I am giving here as data owner registration servlet. So all these are the different types of tags available in HTML. To develop any kind of front-end pages, JSP pages, I require different types of tags. So what is the use of this font tag? So attributes, they provide some additional information about my tag elements. For example, form name equal to within double quotes I am giving here as form 1. And table tag, so inside my table tag, so I have this tr, table row, and then table data. So whatever is the table data I am giving here as registration form. So I am giving the corresponding username and password. Clear with this? I have a login.jsp file, index.jsp. So what are the different actions a user is going to perform? So all my front-end pages are put inside this web pages folder. Similarly, I have a login.jsp. So I have a user registration.jsp, user revocation.jsp. So all these are the different .jsp files. Everything is present inside my web pages folder. And inside this source packages folder, so I have different source packages. AES encryptor.java. So inside this AES encryptor, so first I need to import the required packages. So what are the essential packages that are required for my development? So first I need to import the corresponding packages. So import java.io.star. And then I am importing java.security.key. So what are all the different packages? I need to import the corresponding packages here. Java x.crypto.secret key, cipher input stream, cipher output stream, key generator. So what are all the essential libraries or packages? First I need to import the corresponding packages. And whenever I want to create any new class, I have to use the class keyword followed by the name of the class. So I am just creating a class called AES encryptor. It is prepended by the corresponding access modifier. So I can go for public access modifier, or I can go for private, protected, default access modifier. So I can go for different types of access modifiers. So I am going for this public access modifier, and I am creating an instance of the cipher class, encryption cipher and then decryption cipher. Clear with this? So cipher.encrypt mode, decrypt mode. So I am defining separate methods, public void encrypt. I am passing these to stream objects, input stream and output stream objects. And public void decrypt. So whenever I want to decrypt some information, I am passing these two parameters. Similarly, I have an admin servlet.java file. So all my .java files are present inside my source packages folder. And I have auditor login servlet.java. And I have data owner registration, login servlet, upload servlet. So what are the different actions the user is going to perform? So I have separate .java files for performing different types of operations. So I have download servlet.java. I have login servlet.java. So whenever the user he wants to upload some files, so it goes to the upload servlet.java. So firstly I need to import the corresponding packages. What are the essential packages that are required for my development? So first I need to import the corresponding packages. So I am just importing all these packages: javax.servlet.http servlet, http servlet request. So what are all the essential packages? First I need to import the corresponding packages. So I am importing http response, http session. And whenever I want to create any new class, I have to use the class keyword followed by the name of the class. And it is going to extend my HTTP servlet. Clear with this? So how I am creating this public auditing project? So all these are the different Java files. So all my business logic goes here. So whatever business logic I want to write, so everything will be written in this .java files. Let me just try to run this code. Just right click this, and there is an option called run option. So once I am trying to run this code, the code will execute and I am going to get the corresponding output. Let me just show you the output at the screen. So it is taking some time. Let me just show you the corresponding output at the screen. So I am just deploying my public auditing project. So all these are the different modules that are present in this project. So I have a home button, I have an about us. So I have this admin module, user details, data creators, auditor details. So all these are the different modules that are present in this project. So whenever I go to the admin page, if I want to perform some admin operations, so I have to give the corresponding username and password. You can see here, so there is a public auditing. So I am just selecting star from admin. So this is the corresponding, in order to retrieve something, so I am giving the corresponding select query. I am just clicking this run button. So send, this is the username and password. So once I hit the submit button, so you can choose any of the requirement links. So there is a user registration form. So once I am going to provide the username, password, so whatever is this, you can just register the user. And I have this data creator registration form, auditor registration, user revocation form. So whatever links I want, so I can choose my required links here. For example, I go to this user registration form. So whatever is the name, I am giving the corresponding name here and password. Clear with this? And whatever is the date of birth, so I am giving the corresponding date of birth. So I am giving the gender and whatever is the age. So I need to give the corresponding age here. Clear with this? And I am selecting the group name. So whatever is the group name, so I have to select the corresponding group name. And email ID. So whatever is the email ID, so I need to give. For example, I am giving some email ID. And I am giving the mobile number. So whatever is the mobile number, I am giving the corresponding mobile number. You can see, so whatever is the city I want to choose, I am choosing the corresponding city here. I am giving the pin code and state, whatever is the state, I am giving the state here. So once I am going to hit the submit button, so it will be submitted. So it is waiting for some time, so it will be submitted. So once I am going to hit the submit button, so you can see in the address bar to whichever servlet it has been redirected. So it goes to this public auditing, and you can see here it has been redirected to this user registration servlet. Clear with this? So once you go here, you can see, so whatever owner profile I have created, so it will be reflected in my database. So whatever owner profile I have created, so it will be reflected in my database. So I am giving the corresponding username and password. So whatever I have given here. Let me just refresh this. So I am giving here a select star from registration. So you can, so all my front-end pages are put inside the web pages folder, and all my business logic, it is written inside the .java files. So I have data creators, auditor details, contact us, user details. Everything is clear. I hope I am clear with my topics. Any doubts? Everything is clear. Alright then, thank you all.